किछ आहे न मोरा, किछ आहे न मोरा, किछ आहे न मोरा, मैं नहीं कछ हो नहीं, मैं नहीं कछ हो नहीं।
Recording in progress.
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। A very warm welcome to entire Sangat in today's talk. Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji's first message is one. Ik Oankar. Guru Nanak Sahib Ji's first message is Ik Oankar. While spreading the message of oneness, while going to different places, Guru Nanak Sahib Ji collected Bani of different Bhagats as well. Total 15 Bhagats Bani, words of 15 Bhagats are included in Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. But maybe many of us are not aware about their name, or maybe not aware about the history and their life. So that is why we have started this series. In this series, we will discuss about who were the 15 Bhagats, what did they teach. Definitely we cannot go through the entire Bani because as Bhagat Farid ji, Bhagat Kabir ji, Bhagat Namdev ji or Ravidas ji, they have more Banis and few Bhagats have just couple of Shabads or one Shabad as well. But still we'll have overall view about their teaching, what did they teach, and also we'll learn about their history, their life as well. So today we are starting with Bhagat Sadhana. He actually motivated and encouraged the people a lot during his time, those whoever was having bad past. In our life, we do so many good things and we highlight those points as well. But if something bad happened in our life, or we have done something bad, we always try to cover it. There are different aspects about those things as well. So we'll go into those points in our today's session and how can we overcome and how can we deal with it if we have done some or lots of bad things in the past. So what should we do now, or what can we do? So about those kind of wisdom, the light will get from the teaching and life of Bhagat Sadhana. And when we talk about Bhagats in Guru Granth Sahib Ji or in the Gurbani, then two kind of Bhagats we can mention. There are some Bhagats whose names appears in Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, but their words, their Bani is not included in Guru Granth Sahib Ji or anything which was written by them or their messages. But the name that we read in Guru Granth Sahib Ji. For example, Bhagat Prahlad Ji, Bhagat Dhruv Ji, Ram Japo Ji, ऐसे ऐसे Dhruv Prahlad Japyo Har Jaise. But the words of these Bhagats are not there. And in Pattan Savaiye or in other Guruji's wording or examples, we do read the name of the Bhagats, but their words, their Bani is not in Guru Granth Sahib. And then the second, there are Bhagats whose Bani is also included in Shri Guru Granth Sahib. And their name has been mentioned by different Bhagats or Gurujis as well. As today we are discussing about Bhagat Sadhana Ji. So the Bhagat Sadhana Ji's names appears in Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji couple of times. One, as Bhagat Sadhana Ji had just one Shabad which is included in Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. That Shabad we will discuss today. So Bhagat Sadhana Ji's name appears in his writing, in his Shabad once, and also Bhagat Ravidas Ji has mentioned his name, which indicates maybe Sadhana Ji was before Ravidas Ji or maybe during his time, but not after. Because Ravidas Ji has mentioned his name in his Shabad. The Shabad you all may have definitely heard, Aisi Lal Tujh bin kaun kare. So in the last, we do read Sadhana San Tare. Naam Dev Kabir Tilochan. Sadhana San Tare. 5 names of the Bhagats in the one sentence, mentioned by the 6th Bhagat, Bhagat Ravidas Ji. So name of Sadhana Ji has appeared 2 times, one in his own writing, in his Shabad, and then once his name has mentioned by Bhagat Ravidas Ji. But then Bhai Gurdas Ji also gave his example. He used his name 3 times in his Vara. In the 12th Var, in the 23rd and 25th Var, he has mentioned, he has talked about Bhagat Ji and also his occupation as well. Sadhana, Jat, Ajat, Kasai. He used the same word couple of times in the two verse. Sadhana, Jat, Ajat, Kasai. He was Kasai, he was a butcher. So in that way, it gives lots of encouragement to the one who do not have good past. We all have done something bad in our life. Maybe people knows or they don't know, that is a different thing, but we know, and sometimes we do think about it. But Sadhana ji is really very encouraging his life and his Shabad as well, in which he has focused a lot about the current and the now situation. Bhagat Sadhana ji, he born in 1180. Sewan in Hyderabad, Sindh, Pakistan. There is one Hyderabad in India as well in the south. But yes, there is a one Hyderabad in Pakistan too. So it's Sindh area basically we say. So Bhagat Sadhana ji is from the Sindh area and the Pakistan. Occupation is butcher. His father or his grandfather all were butcher according to the writings. So he was also following the same occupation as his father or from the family. They all were butchers. Then he left the body in Sarhand in Punjab. And we get very less detail about this Bhagat. We don't get so much detail and so many things about the Bhagat. So he spent his time and he left his body and he died in Sarhand, Punjab. And exact date is not much aware about this. Like when did he passed away or when did he left his body or about his family. We don't get much information about Bhagat Sadhana ji. Okay. So how did was selling meat? At that moment, Bhagat, it was the night time.
Recording in
And that
progress.
moment, he said to those servants, I am not butcher anymore. From now onwards, I'm not going to kill the animals. From now onwards, you can just go and tell to your owner, tell to your boss, but I'm not going to do this occupation anymore. That was the time that changed his life. And then he started doing some meditation, started listening to some good thoughts. He started discussing some good points, but then the people was same all the time. They started hurting him. Like, you had a very bad past. Now you're trying to look religious. It's not possible for you. You were a butcher for very long time. And now you're trying to be religious. It is not possible. Now also we do say in our life, personally, if we think about it, if someone have a bad past and maybe want to walk on the right path, still people taunt them, tease them, and use hard words. We know your past very well. I've heard these kind of lines, sentences, and words many times, and you may have also used or heard any one of us. When we say, I know his past, I know her past, what she has done when she was more younger, what she has done 5 years before, 2 years before, 10 years before to someone. I know everything about him or her. Now she's just trying to be religious. Now he's trying to look a good man. I know him very well. We can just reflect. Do we do that for others? Or for maybe for ourselves as well? Done something that no one knows about it, but we are keep regretting, keep repeating those things and try to save so that no one should know about it. Putting lots of effort. Sometimes we put lots of efforts to our some specific deeds where we want everyone should know when something good we have done. But we put lots of effort to hide our actions as well if those actions are not good. So here people started teasing him. Then those things he has mentioned in his Shabad as well. Here now we'll discuss about his Shabad. Bani Sadhane ki Rag Bilawal. Bilawal is the name of the rag. We have 31 main ragas in Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. So this is the one of the main rag of Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. And this entire Shabad is in the Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji on the Ank number 858. Ek Oankar Satgur Prasad. A small short version of our Mool Mantra, which starts from Ik Oankar and ends on Gur Prasad. Here, now while he was regretting, he was worried from the people were teasing, just saying him, we know your past very well. You're just trying to be good. You're trying to look religious. We know you very well. We know the history of your family. We know the history, your history as well. But while going through that thing, someone told him another story, and that he has mentioned in this shabd. नृप कन्या के कारण एक पया पेख तारी, कामा रथी सुवार थी, वाकी पैज सवारी. This is another changing point, another motivation thing for this Bhagat. It gave him more motivation and encouraged him. This story. So he mentioned this is Shabad in Guru Granth Sahib Ji. We do read this Shabad in Gurbani. Nrip Kanya ke karan. Nrip, king, Raja. Kanya means daughter. Nrip Kanya ke karan. Because of the king's daughter. Ik paya pekh tari. One man became pekh tari means kind of a delusion. He showed him a something else, but he was not that. Kamarathi, the one who was into the lust, Swarthi, very selfish thing he has done. Waki pad Savari, but you saved him as well. So the story, there was a religious king once upon a time. He was very nice. He was a Hindu king. So he was devotee of Vishnu. As he was devotee of Vishnu and his wife was also devotee of Vishnu, so they were practicing those things at their place. Then their daughter, she also becomes devotee of Vishnu. She was reciting and always remembering and talking about Vishnu. The moment came when she became a bit more young, adult, and it was the right age to marry. Then the daughter said, I won't get married anyone else than Vishnu. I can get married, but I'm in love with Vishnu only, so I'll get married to Vishnu ji only. As we heard the story of Mirabai ji and Shri Krishna ji. So here, that girl wants to marry with Vishnu ji. Then what happened? One of the servants, his son was also very young. They came to know like she wants to marry, but wants to marry with Vishnu ji only. So ek paya pekh tari, what he did, he made his look as Vishnu ji used to look in the pictures. So he used all those kind of things, wear the clothes like that, and met with that girl and said, I am the Vishnu. And also said, like, today I'm coming in the same as you see me in the photos, in the pictures, but now I'm here, or you may imagine me, or you have thought about me, this is my real thing. But what I want you to be aware of, from now onwards, I will come in my normal clothes, not like that as you think of. So after that, he came, and his father was also devotee, and he also imagined, and he was able to make fool of the entire family, and finally he got married. Then the time came when another king attacked on them. Then that person who was not really Vishnuji, but that king thought Vishnu is in his house, so no one can harm them. He asked them to help. So the story says he started praying to God, asked for forgiveness for many days, and said he will do the right things in the future. And he was reciting from the heart. And God helped them, and finally they won the battle as well with the army they had. So that story Bhagat Sadhana ji heard. And that gave him the more motivation, and now he's referring to the same story. Nrip karne aake karne, for the daughter of the king, ik paya pek tari, who just made a pek, who just looked like Vishnu, but not he was Vishnu. Kamarathi Swarthi, he was into the lust, he was selfish, but yet you saved him. So why can't you save me? Why people are just teasing me and telling me I need to reap whatever I have sown. As you sow, so shall you reap. So everyone is just telling me I have to reap it. Then this is the Rahav Pankti. It's very beautiful. Tav gun kaha jagat gura, jo karam na nase. Oh my God. Oh Vaheguru. Tav gun kaha jagat gura. So what is your value then? What is your power? What is your strength? Jo karam na nase. If I need to So as I have, like, I need to get whatever I have sought. So jo karam na nase, if you cannot erase my past action, if you cannot erase my past, I need to go through all the procedure. Even if I recite your name, or even if I remember your name or not, still my life is going to remain same. So what is the benefit of reciting your name, my God? Then he gave an example. Singh saran kat kaiye jo jambuk grase raha. This is the raha pankti. Main pankti, this is the main message. Singh means lion. Singh saran kat jai. If I am with the lion, jo jambuk grase. Jambuk means jackal, giddad, एक छोटा जानवर, डरपोक जानवर भी कहते हैं. They always live in the group. Even it's so hard to find them individuals. They always live in the group. So ਜੋ ਜੰਪੂਕ ਗ੍ਰਾਸ ਹੈ, ਜੇ ਜੰਪੂਕ ਹੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਖਾ ਜਾਵੇ, ਅਗਰ ਗਿੱਦੜ ਵੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਖਾ ਜਾਵੇ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਹੋਵਾਂ ਸ਼ੇਰ ਦੀ ਸ਼ਰਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਤੇ ਕੋਈ ਫਾਇਦਾ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸ਼ੇਰ ਦਾ. Even if I am with the lion and still animal like jackal can eat me, then what is the benefit of being with lion? This is the main message. तब गुण कहा जगत गुरु. What is your power? Then he gave some examples. We often heard these kind of things. You do good now and good will come back to you later in the life, by the end of the life. Somehow later and later we just postpone. But here, ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨਾ ਦੇਰੀ, now he gave an example about it. एक बूंद झलकार ने चात्रिक दुख पावे. Chatrik is a bird. It always drinks from the drop of rain. If it's raining, you just drink water from there on. You always wait for it. Now, example is pran gaye sagar mila phun kam na ave. If someone now needs some drops of water, just some water, but if you don't give it the water right now, but once a person is dead, and then you give him the lot of water, even you provide the ocean of water, it doesn't make any sense to him if the person is not allowed. Maybe at that time he needed just some amount of water, but female did not help that. Later, the ocean won't help him because now he's no more. It's an example, like delaying the things. We need the things on the right time. Another example. प्राण जो था के थिर नहीं कैसे बिरमावो. प्राण जो था के getting tired. Life is getting tired, getting slow. Each and every moment we are just losing our breaths. Thir nahi, not still. Every moment just dying and dying. कैसे बिरमावो. किवें मैनू संतोख के रखा, किवें मैं पेशेंस रखा, किवें मैं स्टॉप करा. Not possible to be still. Every moment I'm losing and losing and losing my breaths. Bood muye, we read bood muye, also doob muye. Words ਅੱਗੇ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਨੇ, but meaning is same. ਕਈ ਥਾਵਾਂ ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਡੂਬ ਵੀ ਪੜ੍ਹਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਕਈ ਥਾਵਾਂ ਤੇ ਬੂਡ ਵੀ ਪੜ੍ਹਦੇ ਹਾਂ, meaning is same. हम देखा था है डूब भी अले गुरु नानक साहिब जी. So डूब भी अले still same here. बूड मुए, so bood and डूब is same. बूड मुए नौका मिला कहो काहे चढ़ावो. If someone was just looking for boat or some help, he was just about to die in the water. तो एक बारी बंदा डूब गया, if he is dead, then even if there are some boats or crews or anything else, doesn't make any difference to him because now that person is no more. So it is about delaying. If we think like we can still delay and delay and delay, we shouldn't delay actually. It depends on the situation. Whenever we need it, on the right moment, we must do it rather than just postponing. So postponing could be harmful and very harmful, as Bhagatji gave us a couple of examples. If someone needs some amount of water now, that is more precious than in the ocean once he's dead. ਇਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੋਚੀਏ practically if we think our parents who are alive, then we must take care of them. Many times, once someone from the family, from the parents, is no more, then people put a huge langar, बहुत ਵੱਡਾ, oh ਮੇਰੇ father sahab used to like this dish, so I want to put this dish in the langar. Or maybe when he was alive, maybe never offered that dish to him, never asked him, how are you doing? What would you like to have today? And once that person is no more, then I have seen, you would have seen too, then people on the Antim Ardas, or when person is no more, they just try to put all those things, all of his favorite dishes, or maximum how according to their like how much they can afford or possible, they try to put more things in the langar. This is all dishes were my mother's favorite or my father's favorite or someone else's favorite. But when he was alive, maybe we never asked, we never offered. People regret. Even I was reading one of the article in philosophy about death, and I was surprised to read he mentioned when someone is no more and people started crying, it is not because now he's no more. The psychological reason is now they felt they could spend more time with him, and now there is no possibility to spend more time or to talk to him or her anymore. They had an opportunity to spend more time. That is also one of the reason, one kind of regret, because of that also people cry. कि ਜਦੋਂ ਜਿੰਦਾ ਸੀ, I should spend more time with him. And later, even people spends hours and hours in crying would not make no much difference, rather than they could spend maybe half of the time with him when that person was alive. Your partner, your friends. So I would say in one of the thing, like we must be available. We must give some time to our friends, to our family, to the Vaheguru as well. We must keep the balance. Sometimes a person is too much busy in the family or in the earning money, they just forgot about the family. And later in life, maybe the father don't have that kind of attachment with the kid, with the wife, or anyone else. Possibilities are there. तो बैलेंस ਅਸੀਂ ਥੋੜਾ ਬਣਾ ਕੇ ਰੱਖੀਏ, ਸਮਾਂ ਗੁਜ਼ਰ ਜਾਵੇ, ਅਸੀਂ ਨਾ ਰਹੀਏ, ਕੋਈ ਹੋਰ ਨਾ ਰਹੀਏ. So rather than regret, rather than postponing, तो ਕੋਈ ਬੰਦਾ ਮਰ ਗਿਆ, ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਪਾਣੀ ਦਾ ਸਾਗਰ ਵੀ ਹੋਵੇ ਤੇ ਕੋਈ ਫਰਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਪੈਂਦਾ. ਕੋਈ ਮਰ ਗਿਆ, ਕੋਈ ਡੁੱਬ ਗਿਆ, ਫਿਰ ਕਿਸ਼ਤੀ ਆ ਗਈ ਤੇ ਕੋਈ ਫਾਇਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ. तो ਹੁਣ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਲਾਈਫ ਦਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਹੀ ਯੂਜ਼ ਕਰੀਏ, ਇਸ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਅਸੀਂ we can be more happy as well. So then Bhagat Sadhana ji's last words, main nahi, I am nothing. Kach ho nahi, I don't have anything, I have nothing. Kach ahe na mora, and nothing belongs to me. अवसर लज्जा राख ले हो, sadhana jan tora. This is an opportunity. We are alive, that's an opportunity. We are alive, that is blessing. We are alive, which means we must be thankful. We are healthy, we must be thankful. So, aksar lajja rakh le ho sadhana jan tora. Now he just surrendered himself completely. I know you are the supreme power. If I'm in your sharan, the giddard of the vices, of the lust, of the anger, of the greed, of the attachments, they cannot harm me as well. In that way also we need to understand. If we are in the sharan of Gurbani, if we are able to manage time for our meditation, for the Simran, for reciting his name, for listening his words, trying to understand his writings, the Gurbani, the teachings. If we are in the sharan of lion, jackal, which means all these vices, this lust, this anger, jealousy, and all other things cannot harm us, but for that we need to be in the sangat, in the company of liar. So in that way also we need to understand, and we shouldn't judge anyone on the basis of past only, because we have seen the many examples in the history when people has changed. Sajjan Thug became Sajjan. Daku Bali became Bhagat. Many examples in the history where people has changed. Ungli Mal has changed, was changed. So many things. So many times we must focus on the current action rather than telling somebody, I know his past. I know your past. I know what have you done in the past. Anyone can change. Everyone is allowed to change. There is a possibility for everyone. Doesn't matter whatever you have done, whatever I have done. Maybe no one knows about it. So rather than saying to someone else, I know your past, we must look at ourselves and just think, is there anything that just you are aware of? And if that action, that incident would become public, the supreme
Recording in
king.
progress.
So एक कर्म नाश हो सकते ने, but by his grace. And again, although Bhagat is mentioning about it, कि अगर मैं तेरी शरण विच, if I'm with the lion, तब गुण कहा जगत गुरा, जो कर्म ना नासै. Karam nash, we can erase our actions, bad actions, with the good actions actually. Again, there is the importance of actions. If Bhagat is saying, I'm going into the sharan of lion, that is also an action. So we must focus on our good actions. With that, definitely by his grace, shouldn't be calculative as well. It's not, if I'm doing good, it should be erased. If we think in that way, then we will commit bad deeds again and again. Dharam de naam te, religion de naam te, if we think, I have done something bad, now I went to Gurudwara, I went to temple, I did some seva, donated some money, now those karma has been erased completely, now again I am free to do more. It is not in that way actually, but it is like becoming, doing the actions, seva kart hoye nahi kami. Tisko hot prapat swami, do your actions. That is also important. Part is needed, like as A as an apple, but entire life we don't use A as an apple. Then there are so many things we learn. Initially, we need to start with actions, then it becomes a love, and then grace follows. and by His grace, anyone and everyone can change. So the greatest example we see in the life of Bhagat Sadhana, who has done the hardest job, very difficult job, and yet he was able to manage, become so soft-hearted, enlightened, and his word are the part of Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. There is a one Shabad that we discussed today, which motivates, which encourage to each and every one of us. Forget about past, focus on the current action, and good actions will follow the grace, Vaheguru Ji's grace. So which is possible. May Vaheguru Ji bless us all. And then, while traveling, as Bhagat Sadhana Ji was traveling and spreading the message to everyone, and finally he left, he died in Sirhind. That you see in the picture, there is a mosque in his memory, which is called Bhagat Sadhana Mosque as well. Some say Sadhana Mosque as well. So these are some pictures from the outside and one is from the inside. So which is in the Sirhind in the Punjab. So here Bhagat Ji left his body. And some announcements are there. Tomorrow we have the Sikh Foundation course class as well, which has been started from 27th of June. So every Thursday we are discussing about Guru Nanak Sahib Ji's life as of now. Tomorrow we are going to discuss about the third Udasi of Guru Nanak Sahib Ji. So request you all, we are having the session on the level 7 in the auditorium. So kindly join us in this session where we are discussing about the Shabads and history, Gurbani and some rules, beliefs, tenets of Sikhi as well. So those who haven't registered, you may register yourself and please join us tomorrow evening 7 to 8. And Friday evening, again, we are starting a new series. Last time we were talking about Bhagat Farid Ji, sloks of Bhagat Farid Ji. So now there are some more sloks which are not part of Vara. Vara is sloks and bodies. But a few more sloks which are not part of those 22 Varas of Guru Granth Sahib Ji. And all those sloks are added with the topic, with the Sirlekh. Salok, Vara, Te, Vadhik. Vadhik means extras, more sloks. So, jo ਹੋਰ slok ne Vara de vich nahi ne, o slok. So, we are starting from Guru Nanak Sahib Ji slok from this Friday. The time is again same, 7 to 8 p.m. And this session is going to be in Punjabi, where we'll learn more about Guru Nanak, starting from Guru Nanak Sahib Ji's sloks. So topic is slok Varante Vadik, the Siddh Ghost, the Bani we are continue. We still have a couple of sessions left to complete, to discuss more about this Gurbani. So request to all the Sangat members, those who are joining us in the Siddh, just have a couple of sessions left of this topic. So this session is Saturday morning, 11 a.m. in the Sikh Center, level 4. So those who are in the Singapore and possible for you, so please join us. So now request to all of you, definitely you would have learned, get so many messages or couple of the messages. I would just request, share at least one message. Is there any take-home message for you? Is there a single message, or is there something that you were not aware of and you just came to know and you feel you can apply in your life, and how can you apply? So please feel free to share. It's been a long time to hear from all of you. So you may unmute yourself one by one. So and feel free to share your views and contribute in today's session. So thank you very, very much once again for joining and looking forward to hear from you. Thank you very, very much. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Hanji Vaheguru Ji. Any Sangat member Ji? I was thinking maybe everyone is going to speak today because we haven't heard from almost 1 month. Hanji Hardeep Ji, would you like to start?
Hanji, Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Hanji, just wanted to know, Ke Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, which is this the only Shabad of Sadhana there, Bhagat Sadhana?
Yes, this is the only Shabad.
Okay. Other than that, is there a collection of his shabads which may not be in the Sri Guru Granth Sahib? Like sometimes they say Kabir, they Kafi Shabad, but all are not included.
Yes, but we don't find any more Shabads of Bhagat Sadhana ji. So
Uh-huh.
in one way, like Bhagat Sadhana ji's name is still known because it is included in Guru Granth Sahib ji. But there are very less information about Bhagat Sadhana ji. No more Shabads. Don't find his wife's name, his parents' name, if ever he had any children or how many. So very less details. So in one way, we must say that Guru Nanak Sahib ji ne ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸ਼ਬਦ which add ਕੀਤਾ, so which is in that way we are still able to remember Bhagat Sadhana ji.
Okay. So I want to say about my own experience. One day I had decided not to eat meat, and then due to seeing on TV and elsewhere that the way they breed animals and the way they slaughter animals is very cruel. So I decided not to eat meat anymore. And there was a lady who told me, "Hun main aur sara proverb bhul gayi, 900 चूहे खा के." What is it after that?
Yeah, 900 ਚੂਹੇ ਖਾ ਕੇ ਬਿੱਲੀ ਹੱਜ ਨੂੰ ਚੱਲੀ.
Hanji. So she told me that. But I think anyone can make a decision to change or not do something in your life. It may not be good or bad. You just brought up in our home, in our parents' home, that meat khana and is a diet that we have to have. So it's just that when I saw the way the animals are treated, I decided not to eat. So that's one experience I want to tell you. Like you say, other people are always saying something when you change, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I
So
agree.
that's all. Hanji. Thank you, Ji. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.
Thank you very, very much, Hardeep Kaur ji, for sharing this experience. Yes, we do use this example ਕਿ 900 ਚੂਹੇ ਖਾ ਕੇ ਬਿੱਲੀ ਹੱਜ ਨੂੰ ਚੱਲੇ, ਬਟ ਐਟਲੀਸਟ ਉਹ ਕਿਸੇ ਮੂਮੈਂਟ ਤੇ ਮੁੜੀ ਤੇ ਸਹੀ, ਆਪਾਂ ਤੇ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੀ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ, ਕਰਦੇ ਹੀ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ, ਕਰਦੇ ਹੀ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ. So definitely this happens rather than appreciating or supporting. People like to criticize more because that seems more easy and which fulfill our ego as well in one way, like yes, I am better. So this is one of kind of ego, fulfilling our ego, but really appreciate your efforts. And thank you very, very much for sharing your views and your personal life experience. Anji Tanwant Khosa ji, would you like to share something?
Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh. Your lecture was just so beautiful. They all are beautiful. And I missed your lecture for a whole month. And I got worried whether you people in Singapore you left us out. But thank you for including us. This person, Bhagat Sadhana ji, very interesting how he gave up his profession of being a murderer, I mean, killing animals, you can say. How he gave it up. He built up compassion into himself, and he says, okay, I'm not going to do it anymore. I will not let the animals suffer. Very interesting and a beautiful lecture. I always enjoy your lectures and learn so much, honestly. You're opening up so much knowledge of Granth Sahib, Guru Granth Sahib, which we have no other way of getting. Thank you so much again.
Yes, and of course,
Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki
Fateh. Thank you very much, Tanwant ji, for the kind words. It's just your all blessings. ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਸਾਰੇ ਸੰਗਤ ਦੀ blessings ਹੈ. We all are trying to learn. So thank you very much for your contribution. Hanji, any other Sangat members you would like to add? Hanji Manjeet Kaur ji, would you like to add something ji? Daljit Kaur ji?
oh,
Hanji Tanwant ji, would you like to share something? You just unmuted yourself.
My husband would like to say something.
Yeah, please.
Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa ji, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.
Ji.
I just want to say an opposite view and see how you people receive it. They all talk of cruelty to animals. Animals are being reared for food. But then you see, in a way, if they were not being used in that way, like rearing chickens or rearing deer. Nowadays they're rearing deer for the purpose of slaughter for their meat. They won't have a life. The animal on its own cannot survive as well as when they're kept in a very nice, in a better way. They're given more food, they're given whatever they need. Even with the vets come in and give them some help. And in the wild, they will just die from a simple thing like a bad tooth. It can go into an abscess, and from there, go on to. But you see, they suffer. So while they are there, then nowadays we show it to the vet. Whether it's your pet dog or something, or your horse, or your cow. So in that way, we are helping them to live a better life. No doubt, eventually we all die. So if they, in fact, I think they are more useful even in death. Animals, humans are not. We are a problem in death, whereas the animal is beneficial in death. The skin is used for leather and all that. The meat is still useful, and various other products are made from it. All of those things. So there is an alternate view that by doing all that, we are actually being kinder. The animals are feeling better, although eventually they'll be used as food, which is not wrong.
Okay.
So why would you start? Very good today.
Thank you, ji. Thank you for sharing this thought-provoking question. If I got it exactly as you said, so you mentioned, like, although even if people are like killing animals, so still it is being helpful to the animals, right? The overall conclusion is. So if that is the case, yes, Hardayalji, I got it exact right.
Yes, that is correct. Yes.
Okay.
That there is a stronger and an alternate view, and that is a thing that is in this country. Whenever we talk to the farmers and so on, they say these animals would not even be living but for the fact that the industry is going, and the industry needs all this, and they're living a better life now than they ever would. And in their death, in fact, it's very, the way they die is so simple, they just shock them and that's it. Not even shot, just shock them, electric shock.
Okay.
And it's so fast, instant.
So, we'll definitely discuss about it. Actually, it is very thought-provoking. Okay, I think Apalji raised his hand. Okay, I think Manjeet ji, would you like to share some? We'll start with you.
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ I just would like to differ. I beg to disagree, because animals that are bred specifically for meat are not bred in the best of conditions. Just look at battery hens. How many chickens are confined to a small little cage? How many pigs are confined to a small little pen? And have you seen pigs, especially here in Malaysia, I think, and in Southeast Asia, pigs being transported by trucks to the abattoir? And they know animals have a consciousness as well. Animals can sense what is going to happen to them and that they are going to be killed. So there is a difference between animals in the wild, like in the safari parks, the lions, the zebras, they're roaming wild. But there's a difference between animals in the wild and animals being bred specifically for meat. That's all I want to say. Waheguru ji ka khalsa, Waheguru ji.
Very good.
Fateh.
Thank you very much, Chief, for sharing your views. Hanji Palji, you raised your
Hanji,
hand.
Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. You know, I was thinking Bhagat Sadhana Ji only has one Shabad. How much can we discuss in 1 hour of lecture? But suddenly the whole lecture has taken a different turn, a very exciting turn. It reminded me of a Shabad, Jo sab mein ek khudaye kehet ho, ton kyun murgi mare. This is a Gurbani Shabad, and it reminds me that, you know, when you talk about even rearing animals for food, Gurbani Shabad says, Tokyo Murgi Mare. Murgi is a chicken. If you say there is God, there's soul, there's divine, there's consciousness, there's oneness in every being. It is not just the human beings which you are talking about. We are being taught Sab Gobind hai, Gobind bin nahi koe. We need to understand that there is that consciousness, that divine essence, call it Vahiguruji, Rab, or whatever name you give it to God. That same essence exists even in those animals. Now, if you go further into Sikhism, Bahut Janam I was this, Bahut Janam I was that. There are shabads about that talks about we all go through the 8.4 million living species, half underwater, half on sea. So once upon a time, you and I may have also have gone through. And I want to just share this. It is not that their life becomes better, or like the Paisa was saying, the veterinarians take care of them and the vets will come and give them, you know, whatever the medical attention and all that. I think what is important is the intention behind raising these animals. Even if you give them in the 5-star hotel condition in the farm, but if the intention is to ultimately kill them, to take their life away, imagine you and I also being imprisoned in a cell with the intention to only kill us, but you can give me the 5-star Marriott style resort holiday. It doesn't matter what you do, because the intention of the humans who are giving them that good quality, it is so that that hen, so that that pig becomes fatter, I can make more money. And today's story that Paisabji told us, he wanted to cut the leg of a goat off, but that thought came into his mind, that is karmo apo apani. If I inflict pain on an animal like the goat, Bhagat Sadhana Ji did not do it finally. He left that profession because he realized that any infliction of pain is going to bring about karma in the future that's going to bear fruit, that we are going to pay for the consequences of the actions we do today. So those farmers and even the people who eat those meat, we will have to pay, even though I may say I personally did not kill that chicken or that goat or that pig, but the fact that you are eating it, consuming it, well, let's look at it. There are many alternative food sources today available, and people know that I have got better food sources, whether it's plant-based diets, whether it's vegetarianism, or even you talk about many other selections that are available today. So I just want to say two things. I agree with the man that in the wild, predators and, you know, they would have died of starvation. So it's better to bring them into the farm. But no, gee, when you bring them into the farm with the intention of killing, we are the predators already. Outside, if the goat dies because a lion ate it, that was the ecological hukam, the way God created the world. But when I bring those goats and keep them in a farm, I am being that predator worse than that lion. Look at the Shabad today itself. Since Paiji brought it up, he says in the Shabad, Singh sharan kat jaiye jo chumbak grase, that if I am going to be eaten by a jackal, I am a goat now. Pretend for 1 minute I am eaten by a jackal in the forest. That's okay. That's the way law of nature works. Predators will eat the weaker animals. But if I go to a Singh, which means a lion, and I ask for the protection, that is the Shabad today we discuss. I think it reminds me that the Singh should protect me, not eat me up today. So let us be proper human beings. Let us live in the will of the Lord. Let us have some empathy for all human organisms and other living organisms like the animals and the birds. And let us not justify it that it is okay to eat it because we are taking care of them, giving them vets, giving them good food. Otherwise, they would have starved to death. I'm sorry I took a little bit too long about this, but I think it's distressing us or I mean, no, it's just taking us away from the main focus of the Shabad. And if you look at today's Shabad, I like to end off in the last 1 minute that this Pankti also says, when I come back to the Sharan of Gurbani, when I come back to the teachings of Gurbani, that is like coming back to the Singh, the lion, the human beings, the Gurujis, the saintly people who have taught me to live a life of morality. Because in the same Shabad, let me bring you back 2 lines. It says about karma that if I cannot be helped, tab gun kaha jagat guru jo karam na nase. If I've done bad things in my past and if I continue to do the bad things, like Paisab said, that should not be an excuse that God will forgive us for the past misdeeds. So I continue to do wrong things, but we learn today to change today. That if those thoughts were there, that I'm taking care of animal farms, are making it better for the animals. No, sir. I think my humble submission today is we must bow to the hukam that God has created other sources of food for us. Number 2, we shouldn't have the intention of committing cruelty to those animals in the name of taking care of them in the farms, because at the end of the day, karma and spiritual guidance, Tav gun kaha jagat gura jo karam na nase. Guruji says himself about karam in today's Shabad. Let us now come to the house of Guruji, ask for the blessings of the Singh, because let me end off with the last 30 seconds. Life is impermanent. Ek boond jal karne chatrak dukh pave. That line tells us you and I also have to die. If we do not take care and do the right things today, tomorrow we will also suffer. Point number 4, I want to end off with this patience, embracing our morality, because pran jo thake thir nahi kaise bir mavo is the line in the Shabad today, that if I drown, a boat comes along, there is no way to be saved. Bood mue nau ka mile koh kaha chadavo. That line, Bhagat Sadhana ji has made it very clear. So I want to end off with, let's just have some humility. Let us surrender that the hukam, the way God created the world, predators will eat those little animals, but that doesn't justify that we as human become the predators to eat those animals too. Let's end off where Bhagatji ended the Shabad, Main nahi, kach ho nahi, kich ahe na mora. I am nothing, I have nothing, nothing belongs to me. Ausar laja rakh leo sadhana jantora. Because Bhagat Sadhana ji says, save our honor. God, if we have done mistakes in the past, forgive us. Let us also love all of humanity and all other beings on earth, because you never know when we will come back in the Charasi and others will kill us or cut our legs off like that goat Bhagat Sadhana ji said, I will not cut off. My views on today's session. Thank you, Ji, and welcome back. It was nice to see you after 1 month. Waheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji ki Fateh, Pul Chuk di Maafi. Thank you, Ji.
Waheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji ki Fateh. Thank you very, very much, Pal Singh ji, for your contribution. So, okay, before we end up, so I would like to make a couple of points, couple of things I would like to add here. Firstly, thank you very much, Shardayal Singh ji, for sharing your point of view, because the way you shared, and then it like opened up everyone's mind and everyone started thinking and shared lots of things as well. It is just because like you raised that question and you shared your views. So we all are discussing here. It is not in the form of debate. We all are just sharing our points so we all can get more understanding, so that we all can get more knowledge and we can get more thoughts where we may dwell on, we may take a deep dive and think more. So one thing we all must, I feel like we must understand, like we are not like debating है ना, एक दूसरे को कोई criticize नहीं कर रहे हैं. We all are learning, we all are sharing our point of view. So I think we all can take it in that positive way. So no one should feel like कोई किसी ਨੂੰ ਕੱਟ ਰਿਹਾ है. It is just like everyone's their own point of view. So as few thoughts has been shared by Hardayal ji, Manjeet Kaur ji, Pal Singh ji as well. So I won't dwell much on that. I would just share some other aspects about it. And I want you to think, I want you all to think about it. I'm leaving you some thought-provoking things or points that we can discuss or we may think about it. As we mentioned, if we want kill the animals, so it may the population or the things may increase a lot, and they may suffer more. So it is what I feel like one point that we may think, you may think about it, we all may think, I mean, one point is we are so much worried, like what will happen to Earth, what will happen, like if so many animals were there, they may face the issue. And although we are not aware what am I doing, like that can be the, in one way, like as Guru Nanak Sahib Ji says, so karta chinta kare jin upaya jag. While thinking कि अगर if we won't do that, so it could be more helpful, or on that aspect, if that is the reason, if that is the only reason, then I think then that could be avoided by thinking, by taking this Kurbani quote, सो करता चिंता करे जिन उपाया जग, वो सोचे की करना है, किद्दां करना है, although he made a food chain that we say. So this is a one of the thought. And other, when we talk about uh, the spiritual journey, here I'm not mentioning we should kill or not, so just some different aspects. When we talk about spiritual journey, it always need some softness, compassion, taal taram, daya ka poot. So for that, even if someone is eating or not eating, different scenario, even if someone is eating, we know, like because of me, that meat has been prepared. So for that, if I have enough strong body to carry that weight, like in normal example, I would say, if a small kid who need to carry 5 kilo weight, for that kid should be that much strong. A small kid may not able to carry, but an adult can carry 5 kg. If we are spiritually that much strong, that won't affect our thoughts or in our spiritual life, then we may discuss or think more or discuss more about it. But if it is really killing your spiritual journey, you are thinking a lot, then definitely it is not for you at all. But definitely it needs more discussion. It's really a very vast topic. So I would say the main thing that we may focus on being more helpful to everyone. And this subject is still being discussed. So I think in that way, we may think like, or is it possible to leave that part on God? कि रब सोच लेगा उन्ना दा, or do we need to take care of that part? So I think we can think about it. Anything that you would like to share or add, Hardayalji, before we end, or Palji or Manjit Kaurji, or anyone else as well. Like if you have something, would you like to add some points for all of us, Ji? Any Sangat member, Ji? Is there something that is still you want to share? Okay, I won't take much more time. And thank you very, very much once again for joining, for contributing. And thank you very much, Hardayalji. You put a point and like everyone got active and we all had good discussion about it. And thank you very much for sharing your aspects as well. Hardeep Ji, Tanwan Ji, Pal Ji, Manjit Kaur Ji, and everyone who gave your precious time in the discussion. Next week, we will talk about Bhagat Sadhana. ਧੰਨਾ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਨਾਰਮਲੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਾਖੀ ਪੜ੍ਹਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੱਥਰ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਰੱਬ ਮਿਲਿਆ, ਹਨਾ, ਫਰੋਮ ਦ ਰੌਕ ਹੀ ਗॉट ਗॉड। ਸੋ ਇਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕੀ ਕਿਹਾ ਹੈ ਔਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਸਾਖੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੀ ਹੈ, we'll discuss more about that part. You may read those Sakhi in advance and we may have more discussion about the Sakhi and Shabad of Bhagat Sadhana ji as well. So now I would like to request to all the Sangat members, ji, please unmute yourself. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ mute ਕਰ ਲਓ ਜੀ, so that we all can say good fateh together and request to all of you again. We all are learning from each other. We all are trying to understand. So Those thoughts of आओ सब सारे ने चढ़ जी कला बच्चों जी आओ लेट्स से गुरपत टुगेदर जी वाहिगुरु जी का
वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा
खालसा,
वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह।
वाहिगुरु जी की
Thank you, Master ji.
फतेह।
Thank you.
Thank you, Ji. Thank you.
Recording stopped.